Imran!
Ricky.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, how are you?
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah?
You've been a busy man.
We're going to film, finally, the E39 M5.
Yeah, we were meant to film this like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years, it's been that long.
I bought the car 2019.
That's an old
you
unit.
came around then to film it.
Yeah.
And we went out and then something went wrong with the gearbox or the diff. I can't remember at the time and I had to replace it all.
Yeah, that's right. So we just left it.
Yeah, so that was fixed more or less straight away, but in that time I've driven the car twice. It's a special car, it's there as a kind of investment and like to take out to meets every now and again.
So Imran, before we go out an E39, let's have an update at Evolve. What have you been up to? Because there's a lot of cars I'm seeing right now.
We just picked up a new Z3M Coupe, which is like an investment for me and Bill. So both me and Bilal owned one of those around 2003 to 2006, and we both had to sell them to fund our businesses and stuff. Yeah. And now we're finally in a position to
that is sick, man.
buy another one. So we've done full circle, but that's an S54 one. So there's
E46.
only 168 of them right-hand drive in the whole world. So it's the E46 engine. Yeah. The previous one had the E36.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
M3 engine. Huracan, we're finishing off the E39 development on that. Okay. Currently it has the Super exhaust as well, sounds amazing. GP3, we haven't done much on that, but I'm going to sell that next year. Yaris, we've done quite a bit of work on that, MSS suspension, even Chewy intake, and Cyvex borrowed the car. So Remain at Cyvex had the car for about a month or so, and they've hopefully developed Cyvex, which is coming out soon. FAE M3, we're ready to sell that now. Right, Viper, yeah? Yeah, it's done. It's called Grogu now. Grogu, yeah. So oh shit, that's about yeah, Grogu is, if you watch Mandalorian, the Baby Yoda, his name is Grogu. Okay. Yeah, so I saw this number plate come up on DVLA. Yeah, so I thought it'd be pretty cool because I always wanted Viper to go on the Lamborghini. That's pretty much it. I've got that M4 with pure turbos on it. Yeah. We were chatting about it earlier. Chatting about that one. The E92 Japan Red. We're just doing some Bilstein suspension on that one. And we've got the dyno nearly finished. Oh, dyno's nearly finished, yeah. So the cell is complete, dyno's in. The fan should be here early next week, and then they're just going to do the ducting. So hopefully in a couple of weeks the dyno's ready to rock. So cool. And you dipped into the 9 seconds, right? In your stage 2 and 5 the other day. Yeah. So M5 stage 2 with meth. I did a 9.98. So that's the first time we've gone into the 9s on stock turbo, stock engine. Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah. So the reason why we've gone back to that is to redevelop stage 2. My block was sent off to be sleeved and studded because Raza from Arcade saw headlift at 40 psi. Okay. And he's also done me some billet inlet manifold, so we can push it a bit further. So you're going to go a bit further on your M5. Yeah. So that we're going to put that engine back in next month, I think, and then go slightly bigger turbos, hopefully. Yeah. But exciting. But yeah, during the process of redeveloping our stage 2, we've learned a bit more. So I think on the bigger turbos, we were having that issue where we couldn't keep the turbo spooling during the gear changes. I think we've figured that out now. Yeah, I know exactly what about. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. This is actually an old customer car, right? Yeah, so I'm going to make a completely dedicated video on this car at some point on my channel, but essentially we built this customer this car over the course of about 3 years. He was an elderly gentleman, about 75 years old, and then he had cancer and he passed away. And his wife phoned us up and asked us if we wanted to buy the car. And I knew the car for a long time. It's absolutely the cleanest E39 M5 we've ever worked on. It's 10 so it's 1010. We had to buy it. It's 3 owners, 60,000 miles. You can see how clean it is. The guy was just fastidious in the way he looked after it. And it had the best of the best on the car. It's got BBS LMs, Brembo brakes, Evolve supercharger, Evolve headers, Evolve cats, Evolve exhaust, Bilstein suspension. So and it had a full suspension refresh underneath around 3 or 4 years ago. Right. So it drives amazingly. It's beautiful, man. The condition, like you say, guys, it honestly is more than 10 out of 10. Yeah. Like, check out the seats, guys. Look at that, man. And I know it's like kind of spitting today, but I don't think, if you look underneath this car, I don't think it was really driven in the rain. It just looks so clean even underneath the car. So you have no intention of getting rid of this? This is a keep? Nah, this is a keep. So yeah, as soon as this came up for sale, I was like, turned around to Bilal, I was like, we need to buy this car because it's just, I know it's the best E39 I've ever seen. Yeah. We bought it in 2019, so since then, I mean, the amount of people I've had offer me money for this car, much more than I paid for it, but there's no reason for us to sell it. It's like, we're never going to find another one like it. So it's a 5-litre V8, it's a manual gearbox. Makes around 400 horsepower stock, and I think around the same amount of torque. This is, no, probably a bit less torque, but this is now 630 horsepower with the supercharger kit. Wow. Yeah,
That's a bit of power up,
on 6 psi worth of boost.
And you developed this evolved.
So yeah, so
supercharger kit,
this this car was the car we actually developed the kit on for the customer.
Right.
So we weren't going to make one, and the customer was like, "Here's the car. Here's some money. Please make me an intercooler that doesn't require." He wanted it intercooled, sorry, supercharger. He wanted it intercooled, but he didn't want us to chop up the front bumper.
Right.
So we then had to come up with a solution where we put the intercooler in the front arch, so he didn't have to butcher his bumper, and that's why the kit kind of came about.
So engine's completely stock.
Engine stock, yeah.
Yeah. You say it's got Bilstein suspension as well.
Yeah, Bilstein B8 dampers and Intrac springs, which is a very common combination for these cars. It's very supple on the road, but still gives you that extra little bit of handling. So we've got super sport tyres, Michelin's on here.
Nice.
When I picked it up, I had some really old Dunlops that were like completely out of date. So that's made a nice difference to it.
Yeah. And Imran, what do you reckon you'd estimate the value on something like this now?
Well, without the mods, Imola Red, 3 owners from new, 60,000 miles. I mean, I wouldn't want to sell it, but it's got to be like 35 to 40k, I would imagine.
Okay, should we jump out, Imran?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it, man. Guys, final reminder on the M3 competition. It actually ends this Sunday at 8 o'clock. Will be your absolute last chance. Get yourself a ticket. You can still win it for just $10.99. The live draw will be the same day at 9:30. You can join me on the LLF Games Facebook, where I'll be doing a live draw and we'll be revealing the actual winner. Where's Imran been?
So Imran, where have you been? Making stacks buying cars.
Spacious in there, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to remember it was a luxury family car.
Yeah. You're M5 all the way as well, isn't it?
I've always had M5. So my ex-business partner had the E34 M5, which I drove a lot. And then, we had E39, E60, F10, and F90.
Yeah.
But I have to say, there's a reason why we've come back to this one. I would say it's my favourite.
Yeah, like you say, man, you're in a better position in life now. You can, revisit those memories, innit, man?
Yeah, and to be able to do it in this car, which, for me was the pinnacle of something that E39 that we built. There's a lot of parts that we developed that are on this car. So to be able to buy it back was a huge pleasure.
An emotional purchase, this
yes,
one, isn't it? Guys, the condition, honestly, like, there's not even a scratch on the plastic. I don't know how owners managed 62,000 miles.
Yeah.
It's like you must have never had a passenger in it.
I don't know how true this is, but apparently the first owner was 80s pop star Nick Kershaw. So if anyone knows Nick Kershaw, ask him please, because that's what I was told. And then a woman owned it after that, and then our customer had it after that. So he was the third owner.
This was one of my favourite cars, you know that E39?
Growing up, yeah.
You used to get them in like a purple, right? Is it a purpley like?
Yeah, there's a couple of blues they did that had hints of purple. That was an individual colour, I believe.
Did you own one of these yourself as well?
We had a matte black one as a company car, yeah.
Matte black, yeah?
Yeah. It was green. It was Oxford green with, I think, caramel or heritage leather, I can't remember. And then we wrapped it matte black. And that's the car we actually developed a lot of our tuning on, and manifolds and cats and exhaust that is actually on this car as well.
So guys, it's crazy. Like, I'm just chilling with Imran. Like, before YouTube, I used to just read about evolving magazines. Like, so obviously to be with Imran like out in cars, it's pretty mad for me still. Like, but it was the X pipe that I always used to see in the magazines, the V10 M5.
Oh, a V10 one,
So
yeah.
did you have an M5 as well? V10
yeah, we had a V10, yeah. Yeah, SC07 JZW or something. But there's actually videos of that car at VMAX from about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Doing like 195, 196 miles an hour, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man.
So at that time, when we had that and we had manifolds and a tune on it, we were basically matching Gallardos.
Okay.
Even the Superleggera. We would match the
wow.
top speed of one of those
Jeez.
in that car.
Yeah, the V10 was special, right?
Yeah, top end wise, that was very, very good. But the other thing people need to remember is they keep asking me about the V10, saying, oh, the F10 wasn't as fast. It's because VMAX kept dropping short in the track.
Yeah.
Because first it used to be around the bend and then up, and then it stopped being that, and then it was just from the start.
So there's a few people out there with records at VMAX where they've had like longer stretches.
Yeah, because it used to go down one side around the corner. So by the time you're coming round, you're already 70 miles an hour up. And no matter what anyone says, there's a difference between coming around that corner at 70 miles an hour and doing a standing start.
Oh, of course.
I know there is.
Nice bit of power in it. Sounds.
Yeah. It's very linear as well because
isn't it?
It's got Rotrex centrifugal supercharger.
Right.
So the boost builds with the RPM. Okay. So it actually makes max torque and power at the red line. So it's very power delivery is exactly like stock, but just much more.
This is the kind of car you need to spend your money on nowadays, I think. Like,
you could drive this every day if you wanted to, but for me, the car is just too special for that, and I just like to save it for special occasions, or where I can take it somewhere where people will appreciate it. Nice with that manual box, man. Imran's gonna spoil me with 1000 brake M5s. I'm sitting everything's slow. 630 horsepower.
I'm not as quick, bro. It's quick.
No, I'm not setting any records in this car. What? People keep asking me, "Oh, what's the draggy times in it?" I don't care. I don't care. You can cruise in it. It's very comfortable. I mean, it's not droning on the exhaust at all when you're cruising along. Suspension's very supple.
What were things to look out for? Like, was there any reliability issues? Do you remember when you was
back in the day? I mean, the generally it's quite reliable, but there's loads of little sensors. It's got quad vanos, so you can have issues with the vanos.
Quad vanos,
yeah. At certain mileage, you need to do the timing chains on there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to remember this was an expensive car, so running costs are expensive. And if you're buying one, you need to spend as much money as you can buying the best one you can.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it will just become a money pit.
Is that traction kicking in there? Sick. On point. Jeez, man, it does get going though, doesn't it? Sounds fucking awesome as well. Yeah. But manual box, can't beat it, can you?
Yeah, like all the new cars are auto and everything. It's so refreshing now to drive a manual car. It's like you miss it.
Breath of fresh air, man. Like you got all of these high-tech cars in your garage.
This is analog. It feels analog,
but still good enough to what have I got at the moment? The 1M. That's it. The 1M. It feels classic at the same time as modern, so you can just about get away.
It's got the crossover, isn't it? The 1M's right at that crossover between analog and it's really cool.
But yeah, this car was, I just remember seeing them when I was younger, like, my God, absolute dream car, you know?
Do you remember the advert?
With Madonna,
Madonna in it. Guy Ritchie's advert, that was sick. Do you want to have a drive?
Yeah,
cool.
have a look. Okay. I'm going to go break the diff now. Oh, we've got electric seats as well, yeah?
Is it? I didn't even know.
Yeah, it has. That's the side of too much money, guys. Has it got electric seats, yeah?
The E39, I think, in my opinion, is the best built 5 Series as well.
Man, this feels solid, doesn't it? It's like, look at this fucking handbrake. Sorry, the E39 M5 I drove last time, I wasn't too... Should we go up that way, or...?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with it, man. It just felt a little bit loose and straight away. This one just... Man, the box feels lovely, doesn't it?
So this one's had all the suspension refreshed underneath, so arms, bushes, like everything. There you go. So obviously with the amount of power running, the Brembo brakes help with stopping the car as well.
Yeah. Are they 6-piston or 4, or do you know?
Do you know what? I can't remember without looking at them.
Man, yeah, that's a lot of low down torque, isn't it? Yeah, this one's ready for the Autobahn, bro.
Yeah.
This is one you want to go on journeys, man. Yeah. Guys, look, 5th gear. Plenty low down. 6-speed manual. Yeah, the box feels a little different. I was out in the E36 M3 the other day. I can feel it, because this is like the era of the E36, right? It's
weird, for me,
like,
this car is just about feeling. It's not about the speed anymore. It's how it makes you feel.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously sport for performance. Yeah, like you say, it's an experience, isn't it?
Yeah. You know? It's funny, so my son's 11, and if I say to him, we're going to go to a meet, and what car should we take? And if I say we're taking this one, his face just lights up. No, he loves it, yeah.
Oh, he loves it?
Yeah,
he loves wicked,
it.
man.
Yeah.
So he's into his cars, yeah?
Yeah, he's into his cars, but he prefers older cars.
Oh, man, that's wicked. That's how you know he's proper.
And he actually prefers older JDM cars.
Yeah, I remember he's into his... He does a bit of gaming as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he plays like car games.
It's funny, man, this wheel feels so big, and it almost dominates this part of the dials and stuff.
Yeah, because you used to like a lot smaller steering wheels now on the modern cars.
I mean, it does still feel like a fairly big car. Most of the older BMs I jump into, like even the E36 M3, I grew up with that car. Yeah. But I remember that being humongous. I remember it being a big, heavy car. But now you look at it, the dash is it's tiny.
Yeah, it's tiny. Yeah, because everything's so much bigger.
Yeah, it winds up then at the top.
Yeah, it just keeps pulling.
Nice power, man.
It doesn't let off.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, you can't even violate a car like this, man. 60k on the clock. 60k on the clock. Just jam in it, man. Soak it all in.
Actually, again, you are the first person outside of our company to drive a car.
Come on. UK's first out here, yo.
Just like with the M2.
Yeah, that's an awesome car. And what's going on with the M2? Is that a keeper or?
M2, I want to keep that. So that's more or less in the same format it was when you drove it. It's just a real fun car to drive on country lanes. I take it to Europe and go in the Alps.
Right.
Just like, I want to keep that because I think it's quite special the way we've done it.
And exhaust-wise, was it Evolve?
Yeah, so this is a full Evolve exhaust on this car. So Evolve manifolds, Evolve Sports Cats, X-Pipe and the rear exhaust as well.
Right, sounds fucking lovely, man. Has the Supercharger taken a bit of the, I don't know what
sound. It does change the sound a little bit. I think it kind of takes the harshness out of it, makes it a bit smoother a little bit. But you still got the V8 rumble.
Very deep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Steering's nice and weighty. There isn't like a humongous amount of feedback, but
you have to remember this car was designed as a family car that could just do long journeys on the Autobahn.
Yeah.
But you take it on a B road, and it can kind of handle itself.
Throttle's still very crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the car's solid, man. I'd love to have this in the garage.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
This ain't for sale, by the way.
It's not
Anybody
for sale.
interested? He's already had plenty of offers.
Do not slide into my DMs.
So the plan is to just let it rot in the corner, basically.
Nah, this doesn't rot. It get taken out every year. Do its MOT. If there's something worth going to, I like to take it. Like so, this year already we've taken it out once to a show at Sharnbrook, and then it is going to be at Players Classic as well. Yeah, so it's going to be on the Wavetrack CSF stand because this has a Wavetrack diff and a CSF radiator.
How have they got Wavetrack diff? I don't get it. Like, they can't. Is there that much demand, or is it just like a?
I think the same diff fits in lots of different BMWs, the old ones. So I think it probably translates into a few different ones.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know I've not relayed probably any info, but we've only hit a dual carriageway. But it does feel very, rigid and stiff. It feels well put together. The one I remember going out and it was really loose, and I wasn't really a fan, to be honest.
It's maintenance, isn't it? It's a lot.
100%.
On these heavy cars, you have to refresh the suspension, the bushes, dampers and everything, because they take so much abuse that they just can't handle it over a long period of time.
20 years old now.
Yeah, not only the weight, they perish as well, don't they? So.
Yeah, man, nice one, Imran. Thank you for finally letting me get out, take it for a spin.
Oh, mate, this was meant to happen 2 years ago.
Yeah, man, fucking hell.
But you broke it.
Bro, love me, bro. I break everything, man. Where can people find you, Imran, for anyone interested?
YouTube, Evolve Automotive, Instagram at Evolve Automotive, and if you want to follow my personal work Instagram, it's imran.evolve, where you can see pictures of food, my cats, and some cars.
Oh yeah, what are these cats you got, man?
I've got two.
Bengals are they, or?
Nah, they're like Bengals, so they're called Aussie cats.
Okay.
So they basically look like cats, but they behave like dogs. Okay. they're really interesting. They've got like really cool personalities, but yeah, they've got that whole look.
They look sick.
Bengals, yeah, they're wicked.
Yeah.
They're naughty though, but they're fun.
For anybody that's watching, if you haven't noticed, these guys are obviously BMW specialists. If you've got any type of new, old BMW, these guys specialize mainly in tuning and obviously maintenance, servicing. So yeah, man, don't hesitate, get in touch. And if you did enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.
See you later, guys.